Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426 and today we have the review of the newly released HGUC Barzam from Zeta Gundam. This mobile suit was one of the most mobile suits that we really wanted to have as a kid in HG or MG, Re100, whatever. And we have waited such a long time. It had so many cameos in the Gundam Build Fighter series, and then we finally got a kit of it. And I'm really glad the wait was worth it because I can't imagine this coming out like using the old technology. I can't just imagine it. With the newest, with the updated modern technology, it's really amazing for this kit to come out. It's like the perfect timing. Okay, so now let's get on to the review. Now, first of all, this kit is a Titan's mobile suit unit, and as a background information, this was originally supposed to be, or technically still is, the mass production version of the Gundam Mark II. However, because the main reason for the drastic design change is that I believe the inner frame is like somewhat supposed to be based on the Gundam Mark II, but first of all, the main design was to reduce the cost as much as possible, having a drastic, more simplified design. And the main reason being like a monoi is because the Xeon engineers were working on it. And also, and there's a lot of people who's still confused regarding the Barzam, because this is the Barzam that we usually know about, but because of some people who's not too well informed, or who's not too aware about the Barzam or any Titan's mobile suit, everybody would usually think when they hear the word Barzam, they come to think of the refined Barzam version. That's kind of like a different version in the sense of a more Mark II-ish design. But in the anime, this is the more official one. Okay, now so let's get on to the review. Now, first of all, what you get, of course, is the Barzam itself, and you get a number of polycaps, quite a leftovers. I mean, you don't really use that much on this kit actually. You get a small sticker sheet. Most of them are like really unnoticeable, except for maybe one, I guess. But I will mention on what part is a sticker, if I can remember properly. And then let's see, you get two beam saber hilts and beam saber effects, the yellow ones, and they're the long versions. And the handles do have this interesting design. I will admit that. And then you get one of the most main features of the Barzam, its beam rifle. It's one of the most unique and interesting design beam rifle, and this looks very nice as well. Lastly, you get some parts for the beam rifle again, and then some. Okay, you only get 4 hands, 2 of the open ones and 2 of the multi-purpose hands. You don't get any trigger fingers or whatever, because this also uses. I just put this on here to save time. And yeah, this is also just a multi-purpose hands. There's no like hand peg system going on because it's really unnecessary for this weapon. Okay, so now let's get on to the review. The articulation of this kit is pretty interesting. Like there are articulations that you don't expect to see, and all the connections, articulation are stiff, but at the same time they're very smooth. So it's a very good thing. Okay, let's start with the head. Now, a lot of people, every time a monoi kit comes out, there's always that question: how is or what is the monoi made out, or done with? And I'm having trouble with my camera focusing, but come on. Okay, sorry about that. I honestly don't know what's going on. Okay, here we go. The monoi. The monoi is a red clear piece, as you can see. But I really don't mind what they would have done. But my biggest question was if the monoi could move. But apparently the monoi is not able. It's not able to move around. So I guess that's the only main downside for the head. But overall, I really love the design, how they was able to do this. So the head itself has this gigantic fin. I didn't do any panel lining for now because I wanted to show you guys how raw. Yeah, I just wanted to show you how it looks like raw or out of the box right away. So the head can move down that much, up that much, and then almost a 360, I guess. So you can go 90 degrees to each side. I don't know. I think if you can force it, you can pretty much go for it. Yeah, like that, because it's the main back of the head has this part where it might become a hindrance to spin it around. And you have the Vulcan Pod, like the Gundam Mark II. I don't think this is the exact same one because of the design of the antenna looks different. And this was mostly meant for, this was especially made for the Barzam itself, so it should have some different designs. Okay, now for the main body. The main body, this is like one of the main design features that comes to mind. It's like a double-plated chest, so it secures the safety of the pilot. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention: the sticker. One of the stickers are here. This red section here is a sticker, and then on the back of the head, you can take this off if you want. On the back of the head, there's this gray sticker that you have to use, and on the Vulcan Pod, this red section here, that's a sticker. So just letting you guys know. And I think I'll take this off for now. Okay, without the Vulcan Pod, the head does look a little bit empty in my opinion. So yeah. Okay, now for the arms. The arms have pretty good articulation than you think. First, let's look at the bend. The hands are typical ball jointed hands, and then you have almost a double joint. It's a double jointed arm, but because of the design, this is as far as you go. And also, if it has your typical 360 twist, and then if you look inside this section here, I'm not sure if you're capable of seeing. There's this round part inside there. That's actually the beam saber. But apparently, this being a HG, well, technically, with the beam saber hilt, they only cut off this this long section here. So it's just like this with an additional hole inside, so it can be connected to the peg. So yeah, it's almost if you modify the kit a little bit, you can actually store the beam saber itself into that area. Okay, so you have your bend, and then you can twist this 360 pretty much, and then the articulation for the arm itself, you can go about to the side that much, but the shoulder movement is fantastic. It can go like that, or you can even pull it out a little bit like that. It has just this, mechanism going on. I'm not sure what the best term is, but yeah, this thing has very good articulation. If you pull it out, you can also move a little bit to the front and back, because the main shoulder itself is connected to a ball joint. So very good, amazing articulation. I'm just fanboying this. Okay, now for the main body, this thing does not really have a distinctive main body and then waist separation. It's the main body and waist is pretty much one section. So it's kind of tricky to show the articulation, but you can move a little bit side to the side, and then a little bit forward, but it's barely noticeable. So that's that. Yeah, if you actually do not know the Barzam MS, the mole suit itself, you're pretty much, you should have known already that this doesn't really like twist its body that much. You can twist it a little bit, to be honest, but it's not that big, difference. The backpack looks pretty plain, and all these yellow sections are all separate pieces. So color separation, they did an excellent job on that. Also, for the record, I just want to mention this, but according to the manual, you can actually take off the backpack, and then if you have the Gundam Mark II Revive Titans, you can actually attach the backpack to the Barzam itself. So I think they do have plans to make a refined Barzam to even mention something like this. So I think we're just gonna have to play the waiting game at this point. Yeah, it's the Revive HG194, and I don't have the old version, so please do not ask if it's possible to do with the old one as well. Okay, now for the legs. One thing to mention, this section is also all color separated: blue, red, and yellow, everything. I believe this is also a weapon, but I forgot the exact term, and a very interesting section to put a weapon on, just saying. Okay, the legs. The legs have a pretty good articulation and design, and this, on the legs, you see this small red section here. It's only on the side, so it's not like on the inside, only on the outside. There's these are also stickers, but very small. If you don't use it, it's not really that noticeable anyway. The legs can go about 90 degrees up front, since there's no side skirt or front skirt, and then you have, well, okay, it's sort of like I think it's because of the design. This is as far as you bend, but once you actually bend the legs, you can see that this part will actually move and show some sliding gimmicks and stuff. So that's a very good, interesting factor. And the feet aren't like in the high heel sense, so you can actually move the front section of the foot like that, and it's on your typical ball jointed feet. And also, this thing, okay, in design, it doesn't look like it has a side swivel, but despite that, it has excellent movement. It can go to the side that much, as you can see. You can see like there's splits going on. The gimmick, just excellent. So, because well, it doesn't. It looks like it doesn't have a side swivel, but in the inside there is something like a side swivel, so you can actually move the leg like that around. Okay, now we're done with that. Now let's get its equipment. There's not much. I think I'll look at the beam saber first, because it's pretty much the only other weapon you get. The beam saber. Now, once again, I'm trying to get used to this some sort of weird design, but it can technically hold it pretty well. No problems at all. Yeah, it doesn't fall. Just letting you guys know. And finally, for its unique beam rifle, it's one of the only few mobile suits that actually does this. Oh, and for the record, you can just attach it to the hand right away like this, but you can also take this part out. This is like some sort of energy cable, because the beam rifle itself can, according to the manual, it says it seems like it can be powered up by the mobile suit itself. So you can put this one on, and then this section also has a polycam inside, so it can actually move. So you don't need to really worry about bending it. So okay, and this one goes to the side, not like your typical beam rifle. And then you have this gray piece on the side of the shoulder. You just need to attach it like that. I will admit this connection is not the best connection, but it does get the job done. And there we go. We have the beam rifle. And if you want to bend the arm while having that on, you can bend it as well, because of the energy cable being connected to a polycap. And also for the stickers for the beam rifle itself is on the scope, and there's another one back on the scope. That red section I was expecting to be a sticker, but apparently it's a red piece. Very nice. Yeah, you can actually move. Well, while not using the handle on the most, you can actually move the handle, fold it around, but it's really not that important. So yeah, it's really one of the unique weapons out there in the Gundam universe. So that is basically it for the Barzam review. Once again, to be honest, the best way to figure out how good this kit is to find out by purchasing it and actually building it, because the build itself is very unique. I kind of felt like I was building one of the old master grades, not the modern ones, but the old master grade in 1:144 scale. Everybody tends to claim that the RGs are master grades in 1:144 scale, but I have a different opinion on that. Not because I hate RGs, but the RG's inner frame thing, that's entirely different from a master grade style. So that's just me, but yeah, the articulation, the balance, the color separation, this is just a really great kit. I would recommend this to mostly anybody, even beginners. Of course, the design aspect might be a downfall for the beginners, but in terms of build, this is like shows the how advanced or how far has Bandai come, and took their time to actually build this mobile suit. I mean kit. So just letting you guys know. Also, one more thing before I end this off. Those who are kind of wondering how big or tall this kit is, it's actually quite taller than you think. Here's the HGUC Gym 2. And yeah, as you can see, it has a pretty fair height into it. I was expecting to be a little bit shorter, but oh well. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the HGUC Barzam. Once again, if you have any questions or requests, leave a comment below. If I got anything wrong, leave a comment below as well. I still have more kits to buy and build, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!